There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and I'm sad to say you, Mr. Godot. Well, Wright, if you're the real deal, finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No, Nick, please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. Okay. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's a man who put his life on the line to protect Mia and me too. Maya, I know that. Nick, but even so, it doesn't absolve him from his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Fey, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. Alright. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady, tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Alright. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights, 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. Oh my god. Those red lights, I thought you said you didn't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Ah, the thing's bricked, right? Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? Looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Okay. Alright. Just gotta do a lean-in ban on someone here, guys. Something really fucking stupid. Okay, let's continue. So here we go. She saw the 3 red lights. Light shining in the dark? I don't think you could make a mistake about that. Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure they were from Godot's mask either. I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore, but press harder. Just after that, you turned towards the lights and called for help. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godot's mask? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember after all. There was a person I couldn't identify in front of me. Maya's life was in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright, let's go with the testimony. Alright? Alright, so she thought she'd ask for help, but then she was splattered in blood. That blood, was it Dahlia Hawthorne's blood? I think so, probably. Just at that moment, I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice. So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon. Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that? Okay. She wasn't dead. She was struck back at the enemy behind her. Struck back? How do you know that? Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sounds of their breathing and movement. Also, the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one life. So then, what did you do at that point? I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Could you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier? Yes, I think so, but then they went out. They went out? Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all. Well, what could it mean? The red lights were coming from Godot's mask and they went out right in the middle of a fight. Maybe the mask was damaged, or maybe it was knocked off. Or maybe the batteries ran out. Haha, right? Or maybe those little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working. What could have really happened then? Huh. Alright, just at the moment, it was a horrible scream. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment, you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. What? So then, that scream came from the killer? That's got to be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. Sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still wonder. Okay. Sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost never certainly correct. Remember the testimony she just gave? Before the killer let out a scream, Maya said she already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Ah, is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. It's the knife. If you're still sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, right? There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as the weapon. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could have been used to strike back at the killer? Take that! Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene stuck in a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well. Objection. Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger would have been from the victim. Objection. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned that it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, right? Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the result of a scientific test. Ha! Let me ask you something tonight. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. You would really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes. What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, right? That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? In any event, it seems that he established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness, continue your... Wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya? This dagger, you said that it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Maya, maybe he just changed his clothes? That'll solve the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Oh, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Ah! Huh. Order in the court. What the hell? I've never had it. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Oh my god, did the judge just take smart pills during the class recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get blood on them. Objection! That's impossible, right? You know Godot gets up there late at night. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Ah! Ha! So that's all you've got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here... So come on, tonight, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer. But can you prove it? Have you even got one piece of evidence? Oh. You keep saying if Mia were here. The question isn't whether I can prove it. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition just as you want. Ha! That's good. A fighter to the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point. Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence that I need. Give me a break. You got nothing tonight. So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain in his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What did you say? Hidden? Oh! His eyes! Remember they said, oh, the lights turned off? The lights turned off because he was stabbed in the face. It hit his mask, so his wound is in his eyes, and then he just put the mask back on. Yup. This is it. My last stand, I think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. Is the end of the line the final stop tonight? Let's hear what you've got. Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound? Oh, what's going on? Wait, I don't have it. Wait a minute. I don't have it. It's got to be the mask, but how do I present the mask? Do I just present the face here? I don't know what you're talking about. Frankly, I don't need to know. It didn't work. See? You'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, right? Oh, wait a minute. Was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. Ha! Double objection! It's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer lit out a screen. That's right, your mask was flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Ah! Ha 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 ha! Just now, I saw his spirit in you. never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Godot. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could ever find in my heart to forgive was me. You yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But, you see Maya? Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason? No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia, nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette. A part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by pure desire to protect Misty Faye? Excuse me, Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I knew you were trying to save me. Thanks. Your wound is bleeding. Ha! Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando, you'll do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Alrighty then. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant, Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body in this crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you.
Apologize to me? For what?
For the case 5 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover?
Not exactly, but yes, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister, you only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice?
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way! It just can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia?
I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny.
You? You mean?
That's right. I lied to you for 8 months.
Wow. But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you?
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had so much to answer for, I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed, and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that it ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime and she conferred with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her, even if it meant her life or mine.
Iris?
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings toward you, they changed.
I have something to say to you, too.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you.
Thank you.
Aww. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Ah, delicious. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? He's got one too! Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Donim. At some point, I expect you'll be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant guilty as charged. Wait, what? Oh, shit. Court is now adjourned. Ha! Alright. And now, hopefully, the epilogue. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. The defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand, too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you could learn from me. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. Along this journey, I found myself asking one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Oh boy. Akio Artorius just cheered and said, congrats on finally beating the game. Don't forget to answer the final question right. I hope I can. Speaking of which, I should save. Okay. Nick. Maya. I guess it's just like my sis said. Yep, what did she say? That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything that you've done for us, Nick. Maya, how? How can you be so bright and chipper after all this happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered. Youch! Francisco? Still as softy as always, Phoenix Wright. Excellent work, Wright. Huh, Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisco have actually been helping me. Helping you? If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow. Where were you, where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth, and you too. Francisco? I don't suppose... Who is this? Oh, no. Oh, there's room for me in this group hug, is there, dude? Oh, Larry. What's with the, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once. That's not true. Right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I got a place in this world, right? Huh? Yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No, no, no! Oh, yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Where are you making that face? Huh, Edgy? Well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Frenzy? Did I draw you well, too? Wah! My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Blair. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. So then you'll do it, like you promised, dude? You're gonna model for Wah! Don't get carried away! Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good, too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls, where's she gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly. Right, you seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you're wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that happened? Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it. No, I'm doing the wrong voice. To be honest, I can't understand. No, I can't do the voice now. I can't do it. I can't do her voice for some reason. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya's a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya? Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too.
Ow! And tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Fuck. I don't know. Who is Maya being strong for? Godot? Or Pearls? It could be Pearls. Because Pearls was completely conflicted about this whole thing. It could be her mom wanted her to do one thing, right? Her, her basically half-sister was involved in this. Now, Misty Faye's dead. It's a really fucked up situation with Pearls. I mean, it could be Iris. It's butts. It's gotta be the butts. Whenever something stinks, it's gotta be the butts. Alright, let's say Pearls, I guess. Let's say Pearls.
Take that!
Pearl Faye. The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother Morgan. It's for the good of the Faye clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. Huh. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Faye's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake until she can see her smile again. Oh, hey! So this is where you all were. Wow, looks like... Ouch! What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congratulations on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of kind of going down by a teeny-weeny bit, but that's all right. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Ah!
Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean... Très bien. Where else? I knew it. We're doomed. We're going to Très bien, the terrible food. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh my god. Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearlie, I can't find her anywhere. Huh? I bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. No one has heard from her. It's like this has never happened before. As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that's befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I we'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick, don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're there. Ah!
Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, right? We won't. But where should we look? Where should Pearlie have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. Ugh. Okay. Hazakura Temple? For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. Oh, what's this? You're all back again so soon? Oh! Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearlie is here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearlie's not here. Ah! Maya, the hanging scroll. Ah! Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be pearls. Ah! Mystic Maya! Pearly? Why did you just leave me like that? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Missing Maya's mother... That's why you came here? It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother's gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. Yet you don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is because thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya.
I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Oh, yes.
Sister Bikini.
Your mother, Mystic Misty, she was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. Oh!
After dishonoring the good name of Crane, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true, she'll always be with me until the day I die.
Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets.
She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die? That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents.
That's...
a photo? Ah!
Mother?
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Aww. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. How many times was that mystic Ami vase broken? Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. Ah! This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't.
Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I'm going to make a brand new start, too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise.
I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 when you come back.
Whoa! All right, we're going to have a creative feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but, what is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all. Why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh? Oh, I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. Whoa!
Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally.
What the?
That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing. Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm getting goosebumps too. Oh.
Well then, here goes nothing. Uh-oh. Objection! That was what he had to say, objection. I wonder if he was actually going to say something to her, like, you've been so nice to me and you've helped me through everything, you know. I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master of Karain and the office manager of Wright and company law offices, and I have to be a good big sister to Pearlie and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or do something like that, which was the second game. So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through with the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation. Alright. No problem, good RPG. He just basically thanked me for staying up super late tonight to finish this. Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. Oh my god! I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off. Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Here's a new coat finally. Okay. Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Karain exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Ms. Von Karma, who I hadn't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned. Okay then. Desi and I started a company called the Mask Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all criminals in the city. Our motto is, cut it out, please. Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tiger, so I lent him $500,000 in a tea set. A special thick tea, one I mixed with my own two hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise. Thank you, Hydrocarbon, for a 6-month resub. He said you like the habit. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of it. I'm just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. Habit Burger and Grill? Yeah, Habit Burger and Grill is great. They're really good, if that's what you meant. As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elk. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. Okay. Frog, Slogs, and Cox, these games really are hidden gems, so many people don't know about them. Oh my, more reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Whoa! La 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 la. You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeney. I was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. Ben Groman Judd? Why did they give him a freaking name? They don't have any voice acting. Seon King, how could these be played by people when there's no fucking voice acting? What? Objection! Are you kidding me? Just because there's one line? Because there's one single line, they got a voice acting credit. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay then. Objection! Objection! Ah, this asshole. Voice credit for a single line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one's here to greet me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I've got no one. What kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? With all the flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? I'll bring them over to Edgy Poo. I know exactly what he'd do with them. I can't accept these. I'm afraid of some things in this painful, this fragile heart. Oh, and will I ever have a gentleman who'll treat me like a fine lady? She's from a previous Phoenix Wright. I forget which one. She's either the first or second. So there was a reference to her in that room. I got a gold trophy for it. And then she said the credits. I finally found something I'd love to do. Franzie's whippity whip trip is gonna turn the art world on its head. I would have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial dude. I'm an artist, a really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. She's in both? I didn't remember which one she was from. She's apparently in both. Aw, some hand-drawn art to end the game. And that's it. They never made any more Phoenix Wright games. Basically, he died, and that was the end of the series. No, I'm kidding. They obviously made more, it just wasn't in line with Phoenix Wright anymore. I think it was Apollo Justice, and then there was another one too, right? There's a few more games in the series, I believe. Any chance I'll replay the other two down the line? Probably not. Probably not. But there's others I never played before. Bridge to the Turnabout. Got the trophy for beating it. There you go. Alright, that's it. That's it. Xander Rome says, congrats on beating Trials and Tribulations, which is Ace Attorney 3. Next game is Apollo Justice, which is Ace Attorney 4, just so you know, whenever you start it. I think there's at least 2 more, if not 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I went super duper overtime. I'm late. I just want to say thanks to everyone who did contribute, hung out with me. This was a 40-hour playthrough. Every Ace Attorney game's been a 40-hour playthrough. Thank you for those who stuck in there. I love the series. I just know it's so long and drawn out. And these cases can take so damn long to finish. So thank you so much to those who were patient. Thank you very much to those who maybe don't even like this series and were patient enough to put up with the fact that I had to play this for over 2 months. I like this, but I definitely got to take another big break from it. I mean, the last break was what? 4 years? 5 years? Maybe it's time for another 5-year break before we play Apollo Justice. Alright, so Dark Side Phil signing off. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, which was Trials and Tribulations HD. I hope you all liked it and enjoyed the voice acting. Thank you for joining me, whether you watched live on stream or you happen to watch on demand on YouTube on DSPGaming. It is much, much, much appreciated. A couple final shout-outs. Frog Slogs and Cox Judy said, just so you know, Apollo Justice is only on the DS and phones for now. And Hashim did a final $5 tip to make it $70 for the night. Thank you guys very much for making this, you know, a fun, worthwhile playthrough for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 2 thumbs up. Now I get to rest my voice. I don't have to do full-on narration for any games anytime soon. Thank God. Thank you, everyone. Until next time. Peace out. Stay the course. Find the truth. Never give up. And always remember to give that objection when it's needed. Right? All right. All right, guys. Later.